Hello everybody, welcome to Car Spectrum. This is Pat along with Brandon. We're going to do a little video here on the end of the era of front engine, rear wheel drive Corvettes. As you know, the C8 is out now, mid-engine. I don't know. I'm not sold on the idea yet. I think it's a hot car. I think it looks too much like a Ferrari or too much exotic, which to me takes away from the base of what the Corvette was all about. The American icon, the front engine, rear wheel drive V8. That's what Corvette was built on, and to me that's where it goes out. I do like the new C8, but to me this is it. This is the last true Corvette in my eyes. Manual 7-speed, which also is discontinued. I think they should have at least offered the option for that, but as of now no option is offered. And I don't know what more to say. This is a true Corvette. Yeah, they did add the supercharger on there at the last, you know, with the Z06s and ZR1s. But you still could get the natural aspirated Grand Sport or the regular Stingray, which is still a solid 460 horsepower. Plenty of power for these cars. Still 3 and change on a 0 to 60. You know, this car, you can do 0 to 60 in roughly 3, which is pretty good. You know, but you know, a lot of people think that this new C8 is just a new era of Corvette. To me, when they talk about the Corvette and the history of the Corvette, it was never supposed to be the same thing as an exotic like a Ferrari or Lamborghini. It was supposed to be an American's version of how we see things. Pushrod engines, you know, which still to this day are good engines. Now they're talking a flat crank for the Z06, which I'm sure it's going to be peppy, a lot of power, and truly a good looking car. But is it a Corvette? To me, I say no. Again, I'm not trying to take away from what that car is. I think they're hot cars. I think everything about them is cool, minus the fact that they aren't a traditional Corvette, and that they don't give you the option of the 7-speed or even the 6-speed manual shift. So this is my C7 Z06 7-speed. I like the idea that it still has the 7-speed in it. I don't know, I usually upgrade. Later on I'll show you videos or pictures at least of other Vettes that I've owned in the past. I've had C5, C6s, and I've had this. And all the traditional Corvettes, the way Corvette was meant to be. And this, I was thinking, oh, when the C8 comes out, a couple of years, maybe I'll get rid of this and get the C8 and give it a shot. Then I saw the photos and I'm like, wow, that looks like a Ferrari 488 or something. It kind of bothered me a little. As nice as it looks, it took away from what the Corvette was supposed to be. Now it's like, when we once were, let's make a car better than the exotics. Let's keep up the pace with the exotics. Now it's like, let's join the exotics. And to me, that's not what a Corvette was supposed to be. So in reality, if you want to look at it in a realistic way, if the Camaro stays, you know, I don't know if they're going to discontinue it, but if it stays around, and then you got the Ford Mustang and the Challengers in that, those are the only true V8 front engine rear wheel drive cars left. Now do you take the Corvette out of the equation? Again, this is the true definition of a hot ass Corvette, front engine rear wheel drive. This ZR1, the big dog on it, and that car is just insane. And but the C8s, the Z06, I saw renditions of it. We'll probably see more towards the end of the year. If we get any content, we'll air it. So I don't know if it's going to be released for the 21 or the 22 year. And it looks pretty good. Looks hot. Now, if you just want a hot American car, sports car, and you don't care about the tradition of the Corvette, then maybe that's the car for you. At the moment, the way I see it, I don't know if I'd get another one. I think this might be the last Corvette I get, because the way I see things, if I were to move on to the C8, I feel like I'm giving up my Corvette, what the Corvette once stood for. So I don't know. I'm still in between on that. And again, I want the 7-speed, at least the 6-speed, something where I can shift the car and feel like I'm in control. Now I know they have the paddle shifters and the dual clutch transmissions now, and yeah, I know they're a little bit quicker. But you know what? Quick doesn't mean fun. You know, when you're having fun with this, and a car, because it's an automatic and it has dual clutches and all that, and it could shift a little bit faster, and so my 0 to 60's 0.2 of a second slower. Who the hell knows that? Who can actually see that? Unless you're on a track and doing all that stuff, which most people aren't, it doesn't make a difference. It's still not going to be as fun to drive one of those cars than this. It really isn't.
Alright everyone, it's Brandon from Car Spectrum. I wanted to do a video on what the exhaust note sounds like inside a C07 while you're driving it with the top off. So it's going to go for a drive and let you guys take a listen. You know, Chevrolet really did a great job with the C7. The exhaust sounds fantastic, even for a stock exhaust. It sounds pretty ballsy if you ask me. Let this finale go.
Automatic rev match.
Yes, this does have an automatic rev match. You want to explain to the people what that is that might not know?
Having a rev match, which would only be in a manual car, helps you do downshifts. It will match the gear so you don't feel the jerking motion or stress on the transmission. It will match the RPMs pretty tightly so you can bring back up the gears again. It's a really, really cool feature. I love it. And I've had plenty of stick shift cars. It's the only one that's ever had this. And now I'm like, I don't know how I never had one of these. I feel like they should be in every car that has a stick shift should have this option.
And this is the 2LT model? 2LZ?
Yes.
So, you know, what features do you have in this compared to a standard Z06 or a base model Z06?
Well, I have the whole the wicker bill, side skirts, front splitter, performance data recorder. I got the extra competition seats, Alcantara inlays, leather stereo. A few things that this has that the standard Z06 doesn't have. There's a few things that I could have got on here, but I didn't see the need to have some of the options that come on, like the 3LZ. To me, it was a waste to have it. I like what this car comes with, you know, and that's about it.
You've had quite a few Camaros in your time. What do you recommend, if any, to anyone that wants to jump ship from a Camaro to a Corvette? Would you say it's a good move? You know, if so, why?
I always like the Camaros. Camaros are a great car. They're true American sports cars as well. You know, the thing with a Corvette, you got to remember one thing: it's a two-seater. So if you have a family, this is not the car for you. Definitely not. Even a Camaro or Mustang, for that matter, their rear seating, it's not really good for, you know, to have two adults in the back. It's not much room, but it is, you know, considered a four-seater car. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is, depending on your age, the insurance that you're going to have to pay to own one of these cars. You know, the insurance is definitely aggressive than a Camaro. They hit down the road a little harder, so it takes a little more finessing to drive the Corvette over the Camaro. Very doable. Anybody who knows how to drive a car can drive these cars. They are very fast. This car has over 700 horsepower in the crank. You got Camaros that have that. So these cars are very fast cars. 20, 30 years ago, you never heard of a car with this kind of power that comes out of a showroom. You had to put that kind of power. You had to add that in.
Yeah, but 700 horsepower in a Corvette does not feel the same as 700 horsepower in a Camaro. It's different.
Yeah, I think the 700 horsepower in a Corvette feels like you could do a little bit more than the 700 horsepower in a Camaro. I've driven very fast Camaros, and they just don't have the same bite, the same feel that a Corvette has when it has that kind of power. Plus, the brakes on this car are ridiculous. Now, the brakes on C7 Corvette, I heard rumors, and I'm pretty sure they're true, that even Mercedes-Benz and some of these European cars wanted the technology that are used on these Corvettes for their braking. That they're so good. This car stops like I don't know the exact distance it stops from 0 to 100. I don't know, but I know it's good and very reliable. 6-piston calipers, really good brakes. Brembo's